I'm James Milan. Welcome to this DPCD update, the last of the calendar year of 2025. But we will be spending it, as we always do, with Claire Ricker, the director of our Department of Planning and Community Development. And Claire, we've got, as usual, a whole bunch of stuff on the agenda to talk about today. We will talk about Arlington Community Electricity, and that's ACE, the ACE program, which my family and many others in Arlington are part of. There's a public comment period for the revised municipal aggregation plan. That's a lot of words. I know you're going to make that clear for us. Then we also have the upcoming deadline for something we've talked about many times in the past, and that's the Community Development Block Grant, or CDBG program. Those applications are coming due. And then we will hear about a couple of open houses for all electric homes. I got to say, we did this at our house one time a while back. It's really helpful for those who are considering making the switch to all electric or more electric and would like to see those systems in action. These open houses are a great idea, so we'll hear about that. And we'll get an update on some recent approvals from Arlington's Redevelopment Board. First, however, I know that you've got a couple of transportation updates that you'd like to start with. So what should folks know?
Great. So we're going to start with a wonderful project, which is the improvements at the Minuteman Bikeway by the Ed Burns Arena and Ryder Street. We were awarded a $94,000 MassTrails Grant to do design work in this area. And some potential improvements may include a splitter island for the bikeway crossing at Ryder Street, some wayside pull-off areas with seating and bike racks, possibly a separate concrete walking trail to support mode split, and of course, new native plantings and trees. The final project design is anticipated to be complete by late summer 2026 after a public information session in the spring. And this project is supported with a fiscal year 26 capital plan appropriation of up to $100,000, which will supplement the funding of the design and get it shovel ready for pursuit of future construction funding. And interestingly, as part of the MassTrails funding cycle, a $100,000 grant was also awarded to the Mystic River Watershed Association for the development of a plan to modernize the wayfinding signage system within the Alewife Brook and Mystic River reservations in Arlington, Cambridge, Everett, Medford, and Somerville. And so for that project, the updated signage will aid in regional goals for connectivity and open space accessibility.
Great. And then I think that you are also going to enforce a message, an important one that I spoke with Town Manager Jim Feeney about recently, and that is 25 miles an hour, and we mean it.
Yeah. That's right. So as Jim Feeney mentioned in his recent town hall update, Arlington is now a true 25-mile-per-hour speed limit community, unless you are in a safety zone, and then the speed limit is 20 miles per hour. So by lowering the default speed to 25 miles an hour townwide and adding the safety zones in the select areas, we hope to reduce overall vehicle speeds, create a more pedestrian and bicycle-friendly environment, and encourage safer driving practices overall. All streets in Arlington, except the Route 2 service drive, have a speed limit of 25 miles per hour, again, unless you're in a safety zone. Safety zones are already set and in place at most of our schools. And at the recommendation of the Transportation Advisory Committee, the Select Board approved 5 new safety zones this year, including in Arlington Heights, the Arlington Heights Business District, on Summer Street by Buzzell and Arlington Catholic Fields between Mill and Mystic Streets, in Arlington Center, in East Arlington, on parts of Irving Street. And the Arlington Heights and Summer Street signage has already been installed. And the Select Board recently approved the other 3 locations, which will get their 20-mile-per-hour signs in the spring when the ground thaws, so that the signs can be properly installed. Yes. And I'd like to give kudos especially to the town manager and his office, the Select Board, and the Transportation Advisory Committee for moving these initiatives forward. And I'd also like to give kudos to the Department of Public Works for changing all the signage. They've installed over 100 signs and have removed another 30 plus signs as part of this project. So lots of good work happening there.
Yeah, very good for, glad to hear you give those kudos out because, yeah, all of us just have to remember the new speed limit, but it'll make it a lot easier that these folks have replaced, as you say, hundreds of
Mhm.
signs.
Yes.
And that's a lot of, again, the invisible work that DPW and other town departments do that we should
Mhm.
always take the opportunity to recognize. Okay, let us move from transportation on to what I mentioned earlier, the ACE program and the public comment period.
Sure. So the town is holding a 30-day public review period for its revised municipal aggregation plan, which is for the Arlington Community Electricity or the ACE program. The comment period is open now until January 7th. ACE is the town's official electricity supply program. It's been active since August of 2017. The revised ACE plan will align with a new state template and automatically enroll income eligible tenants who are in the Eversource, currently in the Eversource discount rate, which is very exciting. So the revised plan and a form for written comments are available on the ACE and the town website for those who would like to comment.
Great. And let us talk about the all electric home tours
Yeah.
scheduled for early January.
Yeah, this is such a cool event. On Saturday, January 10th from 1 to 3 p.m., the town's Electrify Arlington program is hosting tours of 3 all-electric homes. These homes feature air source and ground source heat pumps, heat pump water heaters, induction stoves, and other clean all-electric technologies. Residents can drop by any or all of the 3 homes to talk with the owners and with Electrify Arlington coaches at any point from 1 to 3 p.m. RSVPs are helpful but not required and may be found on the town's website at arlingtonma.gov/electrify.
I mentioned at the top, but these are really useful, folks. So do take advantage of this opportunity. It's so very helpful. All right. And next up, we've got ARB, and that's the Arlington Redevelopment Board. Some updates about approvals. Yes?
Yes, we do. I'm excited to share some of the recent progress that's been made on the ARB's work to approve development proposals. The Redevelopment Board has been very busy this year with applications, including 2 recent projects, which are located in the new Mass Ave/Broadway multifamily housing overlay district. 225 Broadway is an existing 2-family which will be demoed and converted to a 4-unit building, each with 3 bedrooms and 2.5 baths, so good for families. This project will include 4 parking spaces and 6 long-term bicycle spaces. And then we have another project at 18 Grafton Street, which is an existing single-family home, which will be replaced with a 5-unit building. The first floor will be a 3-bedroom unit, and it will be ADA accessible, and the 4 upper-level units will each have 1 bedroom. This project includes 3 parking spaces and 10 long-term bicycle spaces. And the ARB has several other projects currently under review, and you can learn more about those at arlingtonma.gov/ARB.
And if I could just ask a clarifying question there, Claire, you mentioned in both new developments the long-term bicycle spaces. What is that?
So in our zoning code, we applicants, developers are required to provide long-term covered bicycle parking
Mm,
that is easily accessible. It can't require people to have to lift bikes or carry bikes downstairs or anything like that. It is very accessible long-term bike parking spaces, often in exchange for a reduction in overall parking as part of a development, but just generally as a requirement of our zoning.
that's great. And for me, what I really got kind of latched onto there, these are covered
Mhm.
spaces and also that don't require, as you said, any extra work other than rolling your bike in there.
That's right.
So that's a great amenity as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
All right. Last up on the official agenda for today and this year is again our old friend CDBG, Community Development Block Grants. Tell us about. I think people understand how important these things are, but you want to reiterate about the application deadline, I think.
Absolutely. Yes, it's that time of year again. The town's community development block grant application for program year 2026 to 2027 is now open. As folks may know, CDBG provides annual grants on a formula basis to states, cities, and counties to help develop viable urban communities by providing housing, improving living environments, and expanding economic opportunities, principally for people who are earning a low to moderate income. Eligible applicants are encouraged to apply. Completed applications with required documentation must be submitted by 4 p.m. on Monday, January 12th, 2026, and on January 26th, 2026, the Select Board will hear from applicants about their proposed programs or projects. Additional details, of course, may be found on the town's website, arlingtonma.gov/CDBG.
All right. I think that will draw today's DPCD update to a close, but just wanted to thank you again for all of the time you have spent with us in calendar year 2025 and warn you that you're going to need to spend as much again in 2026 just to keep us updated on all the things that are going on. We get to speak to Claire Ricker regularly, and we do appreciate that. We wish her and all of you out there a very happy new year and look forward, obviously, to continuing with these in 2026. Any last words, Claire?
No, just happy holidays and thank you for the year.
All right. Thank you. Thanks to you, and thanks to you out there as well for tuning in. I'm James Milan. This is the DPCD update, and we will see you next year.